just heard from his primary challenger in the 2nd CD district race. Now it's Jim Lawrence's turn to make his case to Republican voters. Good to see you.
Josh, thanks for having me today.
You got it. We're less than a month away from the primary. Can't believe that. How do you think things are going?
I think things are going great. My message is continuing to be received well across the state, from Colebrook to Nashua, from Salem to Keene. And, you know, let's face facts. I've got a whole host of endorsements that have rolled out. I've won just about every straw poll out there, and your very own Granite State poll shows me actually neck and neck, statistical tie with Ann Kuster.
Well, in those races we have favorability, but the poll that matters obviously is in September and then again in November. What do you think the issues will be that will wind up defining the GOP primary race in the 2nd CD?
Well, I think the very issues that I've been campaigning on all along are the ones that are resonating with the voters. The economy, the $19.2 trillion national debt, our failed foreign policy, and of course the insolvency of Social Security, which I might add I'm the only candidate that's actually come forward with a solution, a plan to actually solve that problem.
At the top of the ticket, you have Donald Trump. I asked this to your challenger a moment ago. Obviously, a lot of attention is given to Donald Trump in this race. You're both supporting him, but do you believe that your race is separated from what's happening at the top of the ticket?
Well, I do know that I'm running for Congress to represent the great voters of this state in New Hampshire, and I'm focused 100% on that. I mean, I know that Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are running at the top of the ticket, but I'm trying to get my message directly to the voters in the 2nd CD here, and that's what I think is going to be the important issue for this race.
I got to ask you, you ran a couple of years ago. God, that must feel like light years compared to where we are today. What's it been like? How different has the climate been, the attitude been, voters, their energy?
Well, I think that the energy has been a lot more positive for my candidacy in particular, because I got in a lot earlier than 91 days. But overall, I think one thing is the same. The same issues that I was identifying 2 years ago are still there. We're still struggling with fiscal policy in Washington, D.C. We still have a foreign policy issue. We are still threatened by terrorist organizations like ISIS. Social Security, still an issue. I mean, these issues were relevant 2 years ago. They still are now. Unfortunately, Washington, D.C. has not done their job in solving these problems for the people of New Hampshire and this country.
So what do you point to that says, you know what, I can go down there and get these problems solved?
Well, I have a track record of being effective and efficient, and I also have a track record of service. You figure I served my country, United States Air Force. I served my constituency as a 3-term state rep, and now I'm ready to serve in another capacity down in Washington, D.C. And I'm the outsider in this race. I haven't been embroiled in politics for the past 5 or 6 years, and I like to bring some fresh perspectives to try and solve some of Washington's problems.
It's funny. I mean, you did 3 terms in Concord, and you ran. You've kind of been in politics for the last 5 or 6 years.
But I stepped aside. I went back to spend time with my family and develop my business, as I think, you know, most people serving their constituency should do. And now I'm coming back to serve once again.
What do you think? What's your priority? You get down to Washington, D.C., job one, day one. What do you want to get done?
Day one is to get down there and get my my hands right into the mix of the fiscal policies. I mean, I'm the only candidate.
Pocketbookish.
You're right. I'm the only candidate in this race that actually has federal budget experience. I have over 2 decades of federal budget experience, and I want to bring that experience to bear down in Washington to find real solutions to some of our fiscal issues.
So when you get down there, who's the first person you call? Because everybody says that they're going to go down there and change things. It's a legit question.
Well, I guess I have to figure out who gets elected with me. If I'm successful in November, I'm going to have to see who gets elected. Hopefully, there'll be some like-minded individuals that are willing to work, and I'm not going to specify whether they're Republican or Democrat. I believe that there are no shortage of good ideas on either side of the aisle, but I'm interested in people who want to solve these problems, and I'm willing to work with anyone who's willing to do that.
All right, so Jack Flanagan, this appears to be a tough race in the GOP. Why are you the guy over him?
Well, I have the largest breadth of experience. I'm the only candidate in this race that not only has the legislative experience in the State House, also a small business owner, but most importantly, I'm also a veteran. I mean, that's one of the most underrepresented groups down in Washington right now, and that's so vitally critical right now when we see issues like the VA crisis that's going on right now.
Let's say you win. Annie Kuster, you're facing her in November, well-funded, well-known. How do you make the case that she needs to be fired?
Well, I mean, I think we just made the case earlier in this show. I mean, we've got all these issues that have been there for the past 2 years, and Washington hasn't solved them.
Can Amy Custer solve them alone? I mean, her individually.
No, she can't solve them alone, but you know what? I haven't seen anything from her to say that she's trying to even deal with these issues. I mean, we talked about the VA crisis. She voted against the Veterans Accountability Act. You know, that was one of the most pressing issues leading up to the election a couple of years ago. And she voted against the very act that was supposed to solve the problems, bring accountability to the VA so that we could get the veterans the health care that they deserve. That's not looking out for the best interests of the constituents of this state.
Last question. Second CD race primary, kind of flown below the radar. We have a Senate race, governor's race here, top of the ticket. We mentioned that. Has that been a good thing or a bad thing? Does it let you have more of a intellectual discussion with voters when you're talking about your positions?
You know, I don't think it has an impact either way. I mean, my focus has been squarely on getting my message out to the voters to let them know where I stand on the positions. And fortunately, I think that message is resonating with the voters of this state.
Primary home stretch. Best of luck to you moving forward. Jim Lawrence.
Thanks, Josh.
Good to see you.